My beloved child, have you ever wondered why waiting can feel so unsettling? Even though you sense deep down that patience leads to blessings beyond what you can see. I invite you to pause and let this question sink into your heart. In a world that thrives on instant answers and quick results, waiting may feel counterintuitive, yet it holds treasures that can reshape your soul. Sometimes, you want to plan out every detail, make definitive decisions, and drive your life forward, confident that immediate action is the way to secure what you desire. But I encourage you to consider a different perspective, that times of stillness and watchful expectation can open doors that hurried steps might miss. I see your tendency to jump ahead. You look at your circumstances and wonder what the next move should be. You feel an urgency to fix problems or finalize choices so that you can move on. There is indeed a season for bold action, for forging ahead with clarity. But there are also sacred seasons in which I whisper, wait. In these sacred pauses, I invite you into my presence to listen, trust, and surrender. You might not see immediate changes or receive swift resolutions during these moments, but your soul is quietly gathering riches that will serve you in ways you can't yet imagine. The very act of waiting strengthens your capacity for faith, teaching you that I am trustworthy and that I hold your future in my hands. I understand that you want to know precisely what lies ahead. You crave clarity, especially when your life feels uncertain or you're confronted by big decisions. You may believe that having all the information will ease your mind and bring you peace. But I assure you, true peace comes from knowing me. When you center your spirit in my love and rest in my sovereignty, you discover a calm that transcends human logic. Information alone can't soothe the heart. It often sparks more questions or worry. My presence, however, sustains you at a far deeper level. It reminds you that no matter what happens, you are cherished and guided. I see the entire span of history, from before your birth to the infinite future. My knowledge and wisdom dwarf your greatest insights. By patiently waiting with me, you align yourself with a plan that I have crafted for you, a plan that extends far beyond your immediate concerns. Waiting also becomes an opportunity to cultivate gratitude for my current provision. Instead of fixating on what's missing, you learn to notice and value the blessings that already surround you. You look up from the anxious hustle of daily life and notice the love in a friend's smile or the comforting warmth of the sunlight. In moments of stillness, you realize that your breath itself is a gift. This posture of thankfulness helps you see that while certain desires remain unfulfilled, you are not abandoned. You are deeply loved, and I am at work behind the scenes, even when you can't see it. Patience is an act of faith, a statement that you believe I am weaving threads of goodness into your story. There are blessings I have prepared for you that belong to the future. They're not withheld as a punishment, but rather unveiled at the best time when your heart is ready to cherish them properly. While you faithfully wait, you build up a kind of spiritual equity, an investment in trusting me. This investment matures into blessings that might have gone unnoticed if you had rushed ahead. Patience allows my plans to emerge in a way that highlights my glory and shapes your character. It's like planting a seed in the ground. You water it, you tend the soil, and eventually, in the fullness of time, it sprouts and flourishes. If you dug up the seed too soon out of impatience, you would undermine the growth that was taking place beneath the surface. I ask you to trust that my timetable, although mysterious, is perfect. Some of the blessings I offer you are meant for the present moment, hidden in the very process of waiting. This waiting draws you into a posture of hope, putting your soul on tiptoe as you anticipate my guidance. It keeps you aware that you are not in control and that you don't need to be. Such realization can feel like relief. You acknowledge that I, the creator of the universe, hold all the threads of your life, weaving them together in ways more beautiful than you can fathom. As you wait, you rest in my goodness. even if questions go unanswered. You see, waiting isn't merely a delay. It's an opportunity to practice unwavering trust. Each moment of patience is like a quiet prayer that says, "I believe you know best, and I choose to rely on you." Waiting can also stir up worry in your heart. You might find yourself thinking, "What if this doesn't work out? Or what if I've already missed my chance?" That's the nature of a world that is fractured and broken. Challenges and uncertainties arise daily. It's tempting to fret about whether you'll get what you need in time, whether a door will open for you, or whether adversity will overwhelm you. But I urge you not to worry. Worry saps your energy and leaves your spirit restless, chasing after illusions of control. It offers no genuine solutions, only a sense of urgency without direction. When anxiety knocks at the door of your mind, your best defense is to commune with me, offering prayers laced with gratitude, even if they are halting or uncertain. Continuously communicating with me forms a protective shield around your thoughts. Being mindful of my presence floods your mind with light and peace, pushing out the darkness of fear. This doesn't mean your challenges vanish. It means you begin to see them from a higher vantage point. When you tap into my perspective, you remember that I am far greater than any obstacles in your path. My power holds galaxies in place, and my love meticulously cares for even the smallest details of your life. If I can orchestrate the vast expanse of the cosmos, I can handle the complexities of your personal journey. By maintaining this posture of continual dependence, you lift yourself above the swirl of immediate troubles and glimpse a horizon filled with my promises. You might wonder, how do I live in this space of trust and constant communion while my to-do list grows, responsibilities press in, and deadlines loom? Understand that living close to me does not require you to abandon your everyday tasks. Rather, it calls you to invite me into them. Instead of going through your day oblivious to my presence, let each responsibility become an act of worship. Whisper short prayers, offer up your decisions, and recenter your thoughts on my love whenever anxiety surfaces. In time, this practice becomes natural, an ongoing conversation with me that parallels your outward activities. Instead of worry being your reflex, turning to me becomes your instinct. The more you do this, the more you sense my nearness, and the more unshakable your peace becomes. When you recognize that worry is knocking at the door, pause and remind yourself of the truths you know. My care is constant, my compassion is deep, and my mercy is new every morning. Let these truths saturate your mind. Discern the difference between legitimate concerns that require wise action and anxious thoughts that serve no purpose. Take constructive steps where possible, seek counsel, refine your plans, or address the problem directly, but surrender all the what-ifs into my hands. Holding on to fear of what might happen drains your soul. Releasing that fear to me frees you to focus on the immediate step of faith or the present moment of goodness at your feet. I understand that in your humanity, you long for clarity and immediate resolution. I do not condemn that longing. However, I invite you to see that my ways are often layered in mystery. I see the entire picture while you see only fragments. Instead of explaining every detail, I ask you to trust. Genuine trust does not demand an explanation for every hardship or delay. It leans into my heart, convinced that I am good, even if my methods and timings remain undisclosed. This depth of trust keeps you steady when others around you frantically seek quick fixes or spiral into despair. You become a beacon of calm, testifying that you rely on someone greater than yourself. Think of the times in your life when you waited on something precious and how that waiting shaped you. Maybe you waited for healing after an illness, or the right opportunity for a job, or the resolution of a long-standing conflict. Perhaps you discovered that in the uncertainty, your prayer life deepened, your appreciation for each day grew, or your empathy for others in similar circumstances expanded. These intangible blessings might not have arrived if everything had happened according to your rushed timeline. Part of the wealth of blessings I have for you lies in these inner transformations. I mold your character through experiences that teach perseverance, compassion, humility, and gratitude, virtues that glitter like gold in my kingdom. Yet I am not indifferent to your pain or fatigue. When waiting feels exhausting, come to me and admit your weariness. I welcome your honesty. Pour out your disappointments, your frustrations, even your doubts. I can handle them. Do not worry that you're inconveniencing me, or that I will think less of you. I already see the full scope of your emotions. Laying them before me relieves the burden on your heart. In that vulnerable space, I can minister healing, breathe renewed hope, and encourage you with a fresh sense of my nearness. I never grow weary of meeting you in your place of need. Worry tries to convince you that you must carry your burdens alone because the outcome depends entirely on you. This mindset leads to isolation and discouragement. But you were never meant to walk alone. I am always with you, and I also place people in your life who can offer support. Sometimes your pride might resist letting others in, or you might fear that no one truly understands. But I assure you, there are souls around you capable of reflecting my care. Friends, mentors, family members, or even compassionate strangers I strategically place on your path. Being open to community is part of refusing to let worry rule. By sharing your concerns, you permit my love to flow through others as well. You realize that my arms are wide, reaching you in many ways. When you live close to me, I equip you to chase away the wolves of worry. Wolves can be cunning, lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce when you feel weak. But my presence is your strong defense. My words are like a shield that guards your heart and mind. Keep my promises on your lips. Speak them over your circumstances, and let them shape your internal narrative. No matter how severe or imposing the threat might seem, my promises hold a reality that transcends earthly limitations. Every time you affirm them, you bolster your faith and weaken anxiety's hold. Notice how the world around you pushes immediate satisfaction as the normal approach to everything. Fast solutions, instant entertainment, quick deliveries, immediate answers. This cultural current can make waiting feel unnatural or even foolish. People may question your calm stance or think you're ignoring practical realities, but there is a wisdom in measured steps and quiet trust that outperforms hurried decisions made in panic. You are connected to an unhurried God who is never late, never anxious, and never pressured into half-baked solutions. Remember that my schedule is not pinned to human clocks. I operate on an eternal scale, seeing the end from the beginning. My delays often turn out to be perfect timing when viewed through the lens of eternity. To cultivate this mindset, anchor yourself in my word. Scripture brims with accounts of people who waited. Abraham waited for the promise of a son. Joseph waited in prison before stepping into destiny. Moses waited in the wilderness. David waited to become king, and countless others. Their stories might appear swift when you read them in a few pages, but in reality, they endured years or even decades of uncertainty. Through it all, I was shaping them for the roles they would play in my plan. Their faith grew, their characters were refined, and they discovered that my promises never fail. These accounts remind you that you are part of a grand narrative in which my faithfulness repeatedly shines. Perhaps you're waiting for a relationship breakthrough, a healing, a job, clarity about your calling, or a door that feels locked. In the tension of longing, realize that I see your circumstances more clearly than you do. If a blessing is still in the future, rest assured it is worth the wait. If a blessing is designed for the present, your posture of hope and readiness ensures you won't overlook it. Sometimes, the biggest breakthroughs happen in the subtle shifts of the heart, like when you learn to forgive someone or discover a deeper peace in the middle of chaos. These transformations may not make headlines, but they are monumental in the unseen realm. Another fruit of waiting is humility. When you can't make things happen on your own timetable, you are reminded that you are not the center of the universe. I am. This perspective is liberating, not humiliating. Humility frees you from the exhausting need to control every outcome. It also opens your eyes to the miracles I work daily. The same humility that acknowledges your limits also makes you a candidate for my abundant grace. As you yield your pride, you make space for my power to move in extraordinary ways. At times, worry may clamp down on you, not because of future uncertainties, but due to your regret or shame over the past. You may fear that old mistakes have derailed my plans. That fear is another lie. I specialize in redemption. No misstep is beyond my ability to restore. Waiting can also be a period where I heal old wounds, realign your steps, and repurpose what once seemed wasted. As you remain near me, I reframe your history, weaving even painful threads into a tapestry of grace. This is how I transform ashes into beauty, sadness into joy, and mourning into praise. If I can conquer death itself, then rewriting your story is well within my power. Lean into the truth that you are my beloved. This identity undergirds all my instructions to you. Because you are precious in my sight, I don't want you weighed down by worry. Because I delight in you, I want you to trust me wholeheartedly. Because I treasure you, I encourage you to wait with hope rather than panic. When you live out of this identity, stress doesn't define you, opinions of others don't sway you, and fear loses its sting. You begin to operate from a place of spiritual security, confident that no matter what storms break around you, your safe harbor is found in me. Consider giving yourself permission to practice waiting in small ways. For instance, take a few minutes each day to quiet your heart, setting aside your phone, to-do lists, or entertainment. Breathe deeply and acknowledge my presence. You may feel restless or bored at first, but over time, these little increments of stillness train your spirit to abide in my love. You realize that even in silence, I am active. Thoughts of worry may surface, but gently surrender them to me, affirming that your trust is anchored in who I am. Through this daily discipline, you cultivate resilience, clarity, and a deeper awareness of my voice. When you see others around you forging ahead, seemingly achieving their goals faster, you might wonder if you're falling behind. Yet I remind you, each person's journey is unique. Comparison robs you of peace. I have a specific design for your path, your joys, your trials, and your timing. Trying to force your story to match someone else's leads to discontent and hurried decisions. Instead, thank me for their successes while trusting that I am also working beautifully in your life. Let my love shape your perspective, celebrating the diversity of journeys rather than competing for some illusionary finish line. Let your heart find rest in knowing that I see you, I know you, and I have not forgotten you. As you stand in the place of waiting, renew your mind with the promise, "Blessed are all those who wait for me." These are not empty words. They are a declaration of spiritual reality. With each moment of patient trust, you are stepping into a blessing that transcends your present understanding. Every choice to reject worry or cynicism is like planting another seed in a garden that will one day burst with vibrant life. In the quiet moments, you may sense my gentle whisper, reminding you of truths you once read, or bringing to mind a promise you almost forgot. Savor these instances. They are glimpses of my presence and an assurance that you are exactly where you need to be, even if it seems like nothing is moving as fast as you'd like. There will come a time when the wait ends in a fresh season of forward momentum. Doors that once seemed locked will swing open. Answers you yearned for will unfold. But by then, you won't just have the outward fulfillment of your desire. You'll also have a deeper relationship with me, a stronger faith, and a more balanced perspective. You'll step into new opportunities armed with wisdom gleaned from the wait. Your character, shaped by patience, will be ready to handle blessings that might have crushed you had they come too soon. Rather than being consumed by the blessing itself, you'll hold it with grateful hands, remembering who provided it. Keep in mind also that some blessings unfold gradually, almost imperceptibly, rather than arriving in a single dramatic moment. The fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, often grows slowly. Yet it can transform your relationships, your mindset, and your entire approach to life. This gradual development is no less miraculous than sudden breakthroughs. In fact, it often yields a durable faith that stands strong in adversity. As you trust me in the slow process, you find that the waiting itself becomes a fertile ground for spiritual maturity. So do not let worry define your days. Let your faith grow strong in the place of patience. Embrace the peace that comes from resting in my capable hands. Keep returning to me in prayer, saturating your moments with thanksgiving. Let your heart be open to the blessings hidden in each breath. And when anxious thoughts come slinking back, remind them gently yet firmly that I am the Lord of your life, and I have the final word. My love for you is a fortress that cannot be penetrated by worry's arrows. My timing may challenge your limits, but it also expands your capacity to trust. This dynamic of waiting and resting is part of the glorious adventure of walking hand in hand with me. I invite you now to take a deep breath and remember, you are never alone, never forsaken. My presence envelops you like a warm embrace. Even in the waiting, I am at work, orchestrating details you can't see. Trust that as you abide in my nearness, your soul will flourish. You will grow into a person of quiet strength, unflappable peace, and radiant hope, a living testimony that waiting on me is not wasted time but a sacred journey. Every day is an opportunity to discover more of my faithful heart. Allow this trust to anchor your thoughts, to guide your prayers, and to shape your outlook. If you've been touched by these words and want to continue walking closely with me, stay connected here. Subscribe to this channel and let us journey together into deeper trust, confidence, and rest in my unending love. Whenever worry's voice gets loud, remember, you are part of a grander story, and I am weaving every thread into a tapestry of goodness that will ultimately leave you in awe. Let patience be your companion, let hope light your way, and let my presence be your constant assurance that you are held, loved, and infinitely cherished. Amen.